What up, world? What up? Welcome to episode 3 of Convos with Deej. I'm the Deej. Thanks for stopping by. Today's episode is going to be about my top 5 artists of any genre. Uh, I listen to all types of music. Only genre I don't really listen to is probably country, but there's even some country songs that I like. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, my first artist that I would say, I wouldn't even say that this list is in order, but if it was in order, like he's definitely at the top. So, my first artist is Roy Ayers, and as you can see, the first song on there that I like is Everybody Loves the Sunshine, which is probably my favorite song of all time. Like, just the way that song hits, it hits every single time I put it on. So, like, shout out to Roy Ayers. I got to see him live last February, before, like, quarantine and everything shut down. Got to shake his hand. Um, it was great. Like, he's the man. Like, and without Roy Ayers, like, he's considered the godfather of neo soul, that genre. So, like, without him, we probably wouldn't have like Erica Badu, Mary J. Blige just sampled him. Tyler the Creator has worked with him. Like, it's so many artists in other genres, like more up to date genres, that have been influenced by Roy Ayers. So without Roy Ayers, like, I don't even know where I would be. Like, he Everybody Loves the Sunshine is like that influential. Like, I love that song. So I'm not gonna say that the list is in order or my top 5 is in order, but if it is, Roy Ayers is definitely at the top. Number 2, have to shout out the Notorious. I was gonna write in the Biggie, the Notorious B.I.G., aka Christopher Wallace. Rest in peace to him. Uh, he's definitely in my top 5 because of what I believe personifies a rapper. Like, he fits all the categories. Like, he's got bars, he's got flow, he's got humor, he can tell a story, got a story to tell. He's got charisma. Like, he just had it all, like, all in one package. And like, what made him even better was, like, people say like he wasn't the most attractive, but like that didn't matter. Like, just because of who he was, like, his looks didn't matter. It didn't matter that he was a big guy. It didn't matter that he was dark skinned. It didn't matter that he might not have the most appealing face to everybody, I guess. He still got with Lil' Kim. He still got with Faith Evans. Is still like plenty of women that he was with. So, like, he's just the personification of like having the utmost confidence in yourself. So that's why Biggie is on my list of top 5 artists of any genre. Uh, I guess to go back to Roy Ayers. Roy Ayers is on there just because of like how influential he is to all the other genres that I listen to. So, like, I'll put, like, he's the godfather of like all the other music that I listen to. Without him, like, I'd probably just be stuck in some like small pocket of music. So, moving on. So we got Roy Ayers, Biggie. Next up, gotta shout out Mac Miller. Another rest in peace. Mac's definitely in my top 5 because, like, one, we were around the same age. We were both born. Well, he was born like what, two? He was born like 2 months after me. So when his music came out in like 2009, 2010, like, that's when I was starting college at the Mount. So shout out Mount St. Mary's in Emmitsburg. But anyway, so when he was coming out, that was during the time when I was like starting to grow up and figure out like who I was, and he was one of the artists. Like, listening to his music, it made me feel like there was somebody else who like understood how I was feeling. Like music has that ability to, like, for me at least, um, express how I'm feeling when I don't exactly have the words for it. So like instead of me like saying something or like maybe like I'm mad, like I'll just put a song on and I express like yeah, like I'm mad. So it's like something like that. So listening to Mac Miller and watching his progression as an artist, like it was definitely inspirational, and I always felt like one day like we would work together. But I mean, things didn't work out that way, so um, it is what it is. But I'm always gonna have love in my heart for Mac Miller. Like, he's always gonna be like an important person to me, and I'm always gonna do my best to shout him out. So shout out Mac Miller. He's on my top list. Um, Again, it's not in order, but like because if it was in order, like I mean, Roy Ayers probably one, and then Biggie and Mac would be like one B and one C. So it can't be in order because it's just like they would all be number one. So and they all have their own reasons for being number one. So we got Roy Ayers, Biggie, Mac. Next up, Tribe Called Quest, one of the most influential groups in hip hop and probably music overall. Phife Dawg, Q-Tip, Ali, Ali Shaheed, Muhammad, and I keep wanting to say Yajirobe, but that's not it. It might be it though. But it's four members to the Tribe Called Quest. I should definitely add. You know them. The real members know who they are. It's four, but then Yajirobe left, so they ended up being like a three for a majority of the albums, and then they came back for their last album, which came out a few years ago. That was the last one that they released like together as a group. We Got It From Here. That was the last one that Phife Dawg was on before he passed away, probably like a few months after. So like even in 2016, they were still relevant to music and to hip hop especially. First song that I heard from them was the original introduction or the original theme song for Wayans Brothers, Electric Relaxation, I believe it was. Yeah, it was. So, but that was before, like, that's when I was young and I didn't even know, like, who this was. I just thought it was, like, a cool song that they played at the beginning. And then as I got older and started listening to music and find, like who's this, who's that, I heard Electric Relaxation, and then it's like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I remember this song, so. Shout out to Tribe Called Quest. They're influential to me because the music that they created was it just took from so many other genres of music. Like they just sampled from jazz, rock, pop. They just took from wherever sounded good, and then they would put their own little twist into it, and then give you a new song. So like without them, I wouldn't appreciate the art of. I mean, there's other artists who like sampled from the '90s, but like Tribe is definitely one of the groups that makes me appreciate sampling and made me want to listen to other genres, because I will listen to one song and was like, well, where do you get the drums from this, or where do you get the horns from? Whatever part was like, well, what sample is this? And this is before like you had like who sampled, or like you could just Google like Tribe Called Quest sample, whatever. You really had to like dig for it and figure out like what the sample was. So they made me appreciate sampling and like just the art of digging in general. As a DJ, like the art of looking for that one song, or going through a whole bunch of songs, or going through a whole album, and then like you might not like the album, but it's just like one small part. You're like, oh, I could sample that for something later. So like that's important to me. So shout out to Tribe. Um, they'll be at that's number 4 or not. They're not at 4, but like in my list so far, like they're 4 out of 5. Um, and then let's see. The last artist that I have is Katarina. It's more recent. It's probably like more like between him and Mac, like they're the more recent of the 5. Katarina is influential to me because like he really put me on to, I guess, becoming a DJ, or maybe not taking DJing more seriously, but like when I first heard him, it was at all. It was like right after I came back from Russia. Shout out Chelyabinsk. Uh, Came back, had to go home for like a week, or I stayed home for a week, and I was just looking at videos on YouTube, and it was his at all video, which is like him. It's all these like weightlifters, female weightlifters. So like it's just him in this video, and it's them, and like they're just going through, like it's a great video. It's simple, and it's just got his instrument on the back. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I started looking more into him. And this is still like when SoundCloud was like still, I guess, underground, I guess. So like you go on SoundCloud, you look up Katarina, and then like he's got all these renditions of other songs. Like he did the Janet Jackson song. He did the Tidra Moses song. He's got so many remixes and edits of other songs that he did. And then he's got his own songs, and like just to see how his progression as an artist has come, and now he finally got his Grammy. So it's like I'm happy for him, and like he's just another example of like if you just focus and put your all into the music, like everything will come together. So shout out to Katarina. He's definitely an inspiration, and I can't wait to go to that concert in October. At the October 13th at the Anthem in DC. Katarina will be there, and it's gonna be lit. So that was my top 5. Just a small list, nothing too serious. But that leads into my next topic, which is who do you listen to? It's like my top 5. Like I just gave you my top 5, but everybody has their own top 5, whatever. Like top 5 foods, top 5 this, top 5 that. But since I'm talking about music, like everybody has their own top 5 artists in whatever genre. Even if you just listen to hip hop or you listen to pop or classical, everybody has like their top 5 or 3 whatever artists. It's like, oh yeah, I really like this person over this person, and that's important because who you listen to, like their music is influential to like a part of who you are. Like just imagine, like me personally, I don't listen to the radio when I get in the car because the radio plays the same 5 to 10 songs every hour on the hour, and then like you may get 2-3 songs before they want to play like 5 to 7 minutes of ads. Then you get another 2 songs that you just heard an hour ago. It's like as the deep, because I've volunteered or interned at a radio station before, both when I was at the Mount, and I also did it at Morgan State when I graduated from the Mount, or like a couple years after that. So I understand how the music selection goes depending on where you're at. Like some radio stations, you just have the flexibility to play whatever you want. I mean, as long as it's censored and FCC regulations and all that stuff. But for the most part, like at the Mount, my freshman year, it was me and Jasmine Duke. We had our radio station in Love Below. So we just talked about relationships and like love and stuff. But I was able. I just majority did the music for it, so I was able to play whatever songs I wanted to because like as long as it was based around the topic or based around love, like and it was censored or yeah censored for the most part, like I was good to go. So that compared to like an iHeartRadio or like Hot 97 or like any of the big stations, even in your like uh, your local area, they're just gonna play the songs that they're just gonna play the top 40. Like they're gonna play the Taylor Swift, they're gonna play the Drake, they're gonna play the Future. And if that's all you listen to, like if the only time you listen to music is when you get in the car and you're going to work or whatever, that's the only chance that you get to listen to new music or whatever you would think is good is only coming from the radio. That's just a small. It's like it's not even a fraction of the music that's out here. There's so many songs out here that you can listen to that it might be one song that you find you have to dig for it though. Like you have to go to the record store and see the album cover and then listen to the last song, but go through the whole album before it's like, oh, I like this song, and then you go on Spotify and it's on there, and now you got it on your phone. But if you only listen to the radio, they're only gonna play these certain songs. It's like you can't really do too much with that. If you're only listening to the hip hop station and they only play Future and the Baby and Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B all the time, like, are you really listening to the message? Even if you just have it on, music has the power to influence you whether you're paying attention to it or not. It's still a frequency, so you may like the beat of a song, but it's still words to it, and you may not know the words, but the words still go through your ears into your conscious, your subconscious, or however you want to believe it works. So you just have to be more mindful of who you listen to. You can't, like, I'm very selective. Like, I don't listen to the same, unless it's a really good song or like it's a new album that just dropped. I'm not going to listen to the same songs every day. 9 times out of 10. I may have like one or two songs that end up getting played maybe like a couple times throughout the week. But majority of the time, I play my music off of my phone based on how either I'm feeling or how I want to feel. So if I'm feeling, for like the past few months, like I've been like in a like, I'm in love, but like with myself kind of vibe. So I've just been playing a whole bunch of love songs. So I'll play Snow Allegra, I'll play Sade, I'll play Jill Scott, I'll just play whatever songs make me feel like that love feeling because I feel that's what I'm feeling right now. That's the frequency that I'm on. So that's what I've been listening to for the past few months. And my mixes have also reflected that in the past recent ones, excluding the Mac one. Like it's been Love Volume 4 and 5. So it's like, and since then, like I feel more positive. I'll just put it like that. Like instead of me listening to, like I still listening to, like Lil Wayne and Rick Ross. I still listen to all the like hard songs that still hit, but I don't listen to them all the time. Like sometimes I want to feel like I want to feel lovey dovey. Like sorry, and then other times I want to feel like super confident. So I'll put on Way Too Sexy by Drake. Like that song makes me feel confident. Or I'll put on like just something that like hits or when I'm in the gym, like you just need something uplifting or something that's gonna get you running. So I'll put on a house song that's like super upbeat. And then it'll get me through. But even the house songs that I listen to, like some of them have words, majority of them don't, but the ones that do have words, there's usually a message to it, especially in house music. The main message of house music, even going back to like the 70s and the 80s, is love, because house comes from disco, and disco is all about love. So it's all connected. So, I mean, yeah, that just goes back to the main point. Like who you listen to is very important. if you, not just music, but in general, if you only listen to the news all day, you would believe that the world is in chaos. Which, I mean, there's bad stuff going on, but it's so much of the world out here. The bad stuff is just like a small portion of the good that's really out here. And if you only focus on the news, like that's all you're gonna see. If you only listen to negative stuff, like that's all that's gonna be in your life. I don't have time for that. So I choose to listen to positive music, or I'm just super selective of who I listen to and at what times I listen to it. Um, I'm super selective with like podcasts. I don't watch the news. That doesn't mean that I don't know what's going on, but I don't watch the news because 9 times out of 10 it's just like, oh, this person was robbed, this person was shot, this is going on over here. Like, none of those things really have anything to do with you personally. Like, it's not going to affect your daily life unless you let it. Like, the whole, I'm not going to get into it because this past year has been interesting, to say the least. And depending on how you've processed it, is the results are still yet to be determined. But it is what it is. Like, I'm in a space right now where I choose to listen to more positive things and like more uplifting. And I'm sorry, I want to be out. Like, I like love. Like, such a corny statement, but who doesn't want to feel love? Love is the thing that keeps all this going. Even hate is just like, you can't. They say you can't fully hate someone or something unless you loved it. That may be true. It may not be true. Who knows? So, but yeah, that's my spiel on who you listen to and why that's important. My only message for that, or the summary of that, like, just be more aware. That's all I got. So, without further ado, this has been Convos with Deej. I'm the Deej. Wrapping up episode 3. Till next time, peace.